Hey guys, it's Billy from DailyPuzzles. Today we're going to be going over the 5 differences between the GAN XS and the GAN X. Let's get right into it. Coming in at number 5, we have the GAN robot center caps. So as of now, the center caps only come with the XS version. Now, as of today, that's not a huge deal because the robot only works with the 356i and not the actual any cubes without the smart cubing hardware inside. But the reason this is good is it's sort of future-proofing your purchase a little bit. So when they release the version 2 of the GAN robot, you won't have to run out and straight away buy a new cube, because you can just pop these center caps on and then your cube will work with the GAN robot version 2. So not a huge deal today, but when the robot version 2 comes out, this is definitely going to be useful if you're interested in that. Coming in at number 4, we have the shade differences on the stickerless variant. So previously on GAN's flagship 303s like the X, the stickerless shades were a glossy plastic finish, but now it's been changed to a matte plastic finish similar to the 356i. Or the Megaminx. So if you like matte shades, this is a good thing. But if you really were keen on those, the glossy ones, then this is definitely something to consider, as they have been changed to a matte finish now. Coming in at number 3, we have the all-new tensioning system. So on GAN's previous flagship, the X, there was 2 different versions and a couple different ways to tension it. So first off, on the IPG version 5.1, you get this little tool, and basically what you do is you take the center cap off and then you could loosen or tighten this little nut in the middle, depending on what your preference was. And then also you get different colored nuts which would have different tensions. So you get green, which comes stock in the cube, you get yellow, blue, and purple. And then on the numerical version of the X, you could also twist this part in the middle and it give you a few different levels of adjustment, and that's how you would tension it. Now on the XS, the tensioning system has changed. So first off, there's 2 parts to it. So you get this little tool, and this little clear nut will go up or down depending on what setting you have, and there's 6 different settings in total. So it's on the first one now, so we can put the tool in there and we can go and twist it for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now you can see on the 6th setting, basically the clear nut has gone down a lot. If you see, there's quite a big gap between the nut and the blue part and the clear part, but then if you reset it, it comes back up and the gap is gone. So this gives you 6 different levels of adjustment. It's pretty easy to change. My only criticism is this tool is a little bit difficult to grip. It feels a little bit slippery. I find it's easier to grip further down, and that helps you twist it. Then on top of that little tool, you get these little blue parts which are for the center. So right now we've got the light blue version in, which comes stock. Then you also have the dark blue one. To change these, all you do is basically push it down and then twist it a little bit, and that changes it. So right now that's in the off position, so that's if you want to swap it. And then you push it down and rotate it to get it locked in on one, and there's 2 different ones on each color, and then you get obviously the 2 different colors. So there's 4 in total, and then 6 different stops with this tool. So that's how the tensioning system is different. I prefer this system, but I can understand if people preferred the old one. Coming in at number 2 on the differences between the XS and the X is the weight difference. So GAN puzzles are already known for being notoriously light. That's one of the reasons so many people love GAN puzzles, is they're really light. It makes them really easy to turn and just really easy to use them for a long period of time. Fatigue kicks in less often because it's lighter. It's not so much of a strain. Now, the X was already great at that, but the XS improves upon that. So with the X weighing just 81 grams, the XS weighs 67, which is more than a 10 gram difference. You can really tell when you pick it up and start turning. It does translate pretty well into the hand. It's really smooth, really light, and just feels so airy and buttery, but you can still feel the quality GAN design. So yes, you're losing some weight. They achieve that by getting rid of the metal core, and now they use a reinforced plastic core. But the durability is still there, but basically it just takes away some of the weight. And yeah, so if you really like the light feeling of GAN puzzles, you're probably gonna love the XS because it feels really light. Coming in at number 1 on the differences between the XS and the X is the magnet system. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say at first look one is necessarily worse or better, but they are definitely different. So the X, which I've got here, it has this system where you have these little magnet capsules, and to swap them, you put the cube on an angle like this with the middle slice out like that, and you just push the magnet capsule down on top of the other magnet, and it puts the new one in, and then it ejects the old one out the other side. Now, this was a great system for its time, and still is, and it basically gave you 4 different levels of control. It gave you the clear ones which came with the puzzle, and that was the strongest setting. Then it gave you yellow, which is medium, green, which is light, and then the other clear one, which is no magnet at all. And this is definitely still a great system. With the XS, it is different now though, where they've removed these external little capsules, and they've now got this little sliding tab design. So basically how it works is, it changes the alignment of the magnets depending on what you choose, and then that directly affects the strength. So right now, the setting on these magnets is on the outside, which is the strongest setting. In the middle, it's a setting for medium, and then on the inner side of the cube is light, which is the weakest. Now, although there is a strong, medium, and light setting for both these cubes, I would consider the X to have slightly stronger magnets. Now, it's not a huge difference. If I had to put on a scale, I would say the X has a strength of 10, and the XS has a strength of 8.5 or 9. So there's not a huge difference, but you can definitely tell, and they're both on the strong setting right now, that the X is just slightly more strong. So if you thought the X strong setting was slightly too strong for you, but the medium was slightly too weak, I think you guys will love the strong setting on the XS. But if you didn't think this was strong enough, or you liked the really strong feel, you may not love the strong setting on the XS because it is just ever so slightly weaker. It's not necessarily a bad thing. You still do get 3 levels of control. The 3 levels, strong, medium, and light, they do all feel different, but the strengths just quite aren't so strong of a difference, is the best way to put it. So still a great system for both these puzzles. I wouldn't say one is worse or better. You could say the XS is better if you have lost these, or you just don't want to carry them around everywhere if you want to change them, or something like that. But other than that, that is one of the main differences, and I think it deserved to be number 1 on our list, because I know magnet strength is really important for so many cubers, and it's such a huge deciding factor when you're buying a cube on how strong the magnets are. Okay everyone, that finishes up our 5 differences between the XS and the X. Thanks so much for watching the video. If I had to give a recommendation, I would say I just slightly prefer the XS due to the lighter feel, and personally I like the matte shades, and I feel like the turning's just maybe ever so slightly better. The X is still a great option. I'm not ruling this out at all, but it's just my personal preference. I like the XS just a little bit more. The turning is just a little bit better, and yeah, I love the light feeling of the magnets. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this. The links for both of these are in the description. The XS is available for pre-order now, and it will be shipping later this month, and the X is already available for purchase. So yeah, thanks so much for watching guys. I'm Billy from DailyPuzzles. We really appreciate the support recently. If you haven't subscribed already, be sure to subscribe. We've got so many videos coming in the future. And yeah, thanks so much for watching guys. We'll see you in the next video.